cars are coming off the truck. It's happening at a lot of the dealerships around South Africa. These guys are just hijacking the car straight off the truck.
And we approached them, you can see they were in a panic. The fire got out of control and they needed some more manpower to get this fire out.
The homeless guys underneath the bridge, they said to us that the guys that are actually stealing the bikes, robbing the people, are also part of a drug trade.
Enough taco for you.
It's a lot, sir.
Today we went out to go see a client. He told us to meet us out by his house in Hijacking Dam. Hijacking Dam is about 20 minutes from our office. So Zane and I left. And on the way to Hardy's, we saw a fault fire. So normally people do fire breaks this time of the year because the grass is all dry from the winter. We just thought, oh, it's just a normal fire break. So as we drove closer and closer to the fire, we could see that this fire was actually out of control. We decided, let's just go onto the property to see if they need our help.
Doesn't look like it's too big then. I think it's died down already. Go check it out.
Zane, bring the fire extinguisher. Zane, come. Not even get in there. What's happening?
Too big.
And we approached them, you can see they were in a panic. The fire got out of control and they needed some more manpower to get this fire out.
Hey Zane, car trapped here, bro. Sit back. I'm around this one.
Zane just sprayed as much as he could and he ran across the fire to save the one guy that was trapped in the middle of the fire.
Are you okay? Fuck, bro, you're lucky. Okay, fucking lucky.
Thank you very much.
There was. Check your. You okay, Zane?
Okay, bro.
How did the fire start?
No, we were just having a break, lunch, and we didn't know where the car was coming from.
So the first guy that I met, and he told us that there's people inside the fire and told us how the fire got out of hand. He went back inside to try and put the fire out. So we just had to find him quickly. Zane's got a lot of experience in putting out fires and doing fire breaks so the fires meet and everything. But I think this fire was also, it was big for him as well. He was a bit scared. He didn't want me to get in that situation because he knows what fires can do.
Well, folks, I think Trevor went on that side. The fire's burning in there. Trevor! There's a guy left there, bro. There's one guy left. Christopher, Zane. Go. Where the f is this guy? Jeff, look over there. Trevor, find him. He's outside. Move. Good. Come, bro.
The way this fire was going, it was completely out of control. There's no way that you could put it out with a fire extinguisher or sticks with leaves on or anything like that, or water. It had to burn itself out. So we got that guy, we got him out of there. We got everyone to a safe zone, and at least we knew everyone was out of harm's way.
We're burning a fire break towards the fire now, just to make sure this thing burns out. It can get ugly. These fires can start running for Ks, and they just consume everything in its path. So it's so important that we get this thing out. When I got on the scene, these oaks were fighting the fire, and what they don't realize is once they fighting fire, the fire actually surrounds them, and they don't realize, but they just start fighting from every angle. And a lot of the time they get out of breath and they collapse, and they pass out, and the fire burns them to death. Now all we got to do is sit and wait, let this thing burn itself out.
What race are you racing today, Rap?
It's our baby cell race today, so I've got 2 baby cell birds in.
Where they coming from?
They're coming from Smithfield,
Yeah.
and if I win,
Yeah.
I win 26 grand. So pays for my pigeon racing.
Hallelujah.
Do you want some?
Wait, please. You're going fishing. I can go shopping.
See, pigeons will pay for something, so start doing the pigeon dance to get them home.
How's the pigeon dance go?
I don't know, just start dancing.
Yeah, me and Zayn we together at the pigeons at Zayn's house. I don't live there. So yeah, it's quite difficult for me to get there all the time and train the pigeons, but when I get involved with the pigeons and Zayn's away, I hit the wins.
I'm Dom, I'm Zayn's cousin. I help out with the pigeons sometimes. We're sitting here waiting for the pigeons to come home, so hopefully we win. Let's get back to it.
Check, that's a baby cell.
Clocked. 00301.
We've got about 180 pigeons when we start off the season. We train them, I mean, it's intense training, it's a lot of hard work. I mean, you've got to give 24 hours, it's actually a full-time job trying to get involved in the pigeons.
Watching Dom.
So do you only sit and support pigeons with me when you're gonna get something out of it?
Yeah.
Is that how we roll?
That's how we roll.
Is that how this family works?
Yeah. It is. I spoke with you last week.
Yeah, she did. I was like,
Here's another pigeon, Zay.
that's my black one. My black pigeon. Look, pitch black.
There's only 2 of them, eh?
3.
It's fun, really.
Oh no, me too.
We've only actually won 1 race this year, but we won a money race. The last 2 years, we've ended up 4th in the race, and the race pays out till 3rd.
I just phoned one of the other guys in the race. His babies were late on the baby cell race, so it's looking good for 1st and 2nd. We're in the money. So let's phone and find out from the last guy. We're on our way to my pigeon club. I've got to take my clock. Tommy got the clock. We've got to take the clock. The clock gets registered into the system. It downloads all the times that my pigeons came home. Then what they do is they, in my club, you can only score with the first 30 pigeons that come home out of all the guys that race. So they'll download all my times and they'll see where we finished. But I know I won the baby cell race, so won 20 grand, good day.
Yeah, I was bummed when Zayn won the money because I mean we've been putting time and effort into it to get the win for this specific race. And I mean I was there, I was overseas, and Zayn it's a hell of a win, and he went and he celebrated without me.
He's the guy that took all the about time. Thanks. Zane, don't worry, my bird's still flying.
There's quite an awesome vibe there. We bring the age down by 50 years, so it's quite quite an old club.
The Robin by Acton Plunkett. As I awoke this morn, when all sweet things surround, a robin perched upon my sill to hail the happy dawn.
But there's new young blood coming up. It's always a jewel. It's a terrible venue, but when we get in there, it's always brandies flying around. Guys are excited for the race to come. It's actually an awesome vibe.
Where's your money?
We want 21 grand, but I'm still salty. Is that right?
What? Where's your money?
You want your money? No, you want your money now, hey? You want your, like, I want to go shopping.
Where's the money?
We've got a call from one of the garages there. They are our clients, and then so we go in there. There is some disorder there. The taxi drivers, they are causing a lot of traffic around the garage. So we go in here, and then this is the place.
Dave and Mully went to go sort out a situation when we got a call from the shopping centre that the taxis were blocking the entrance to the petrol station. I went through there. Obviously, you know, Dave's one of the best guys to take with for that. You know, he speaks their language. He's got a very calming demeanour about him.
So you're making a U-turn here?
Yeah, we're going to just go speak to them down the bottom there.
All right.
You see the council, they've got nowhere to park. They put all these barriers here.
Yeah, that is
so
why.
The taxi's got no place to park. So let's go see, let's try and make a plan for them, see what we can do.
All right. Because where we're going right now, we expect sometimes these guys, they get aggressive.
They do.
Yeah, then so we have to be on top of our game.
As everyone knows, Joburg taxis are craziest drivers on the road. For some reason these days it's getting out of hand, you know. They've actually upped the level of bad driving. And unfortunately it doesn't matter where you go in Joburg, you have the same situation everywhere.
We need to park further down.
Yeah.
Basically outside one of our shopping centres there's a informal taxi rank, and we deal with this situation basically on a weekly basis where the taxis are parking, they're taking up the parking space inside the shopping centre, they're blocking the road, they're blocking the entrances. There's always something going on with them there.
Hola, man. Sure. But never go for like if liga pakamo along motilin so car because mo exit and then like more. Oh, when so batho ba khone.
When they got there, you know, there's always the worry that the guys are going to get aggressive. They're taxi drivers, you know. A lot of them carry guns and that kind of a thing, so it's always kind of a dangerous situation to go into. But luckily this time everything was pretty calm, and they, you know, they spoke nicely to the taxi drivers.
Hey, good job, boss. Sharp man. Ba complain ka mo garage ka mo because clients are khone go tswa ka so ba go par like ha le ka phaka mo is not robale go ba but like ha le ka phaka just mo along. Yeah, because yeah, they are complaining about like di tlanda di tswa ka mo ba khone go check from go ka mo bona so ne ba kopa fela just ha le ka khona go move mo side ka mo.
You know, they managed to sort out what was going on there.
Like these two, they can stay here. This is fine.
Yeah, well, let's say dimo tseleng a di swing but like
Just keep it on the outside.
yeah, but this side
fine.
more
Just for the entrance.
the entrance.
Just the entrance.
Yeah.
They can stay there. They can stay here. It's fine. Just the entrance, then it's clear.
Yeah.
Then it's easy. Just the
Yeah, just more this area. Okay.
Luckily this time everything was pretty calm, and they, you know, they spoke nicely to the taxi drivers, and they were more than willing to sort the situation out and move the taxis.
Received a call from JP that one of our dealerships has got a truck delivering vehicles. Crime has been rough in the area. We've had a dealership that's been hit already. As they deliver the vehicles, the guys steal the vehicles straight off the truck. So what we're doing is we're setting up a little operation. We've got information that these guys are coming, and we've got a vehicle that normally follows the truck, meets the truck on the road, follows the truck to the dealership and offloads the vehicles.
Yeah, unfortunately, when a vehicle gets stolen and it's been booked into the dealership, it's not yet insured, and it's problematic because the dealer is liable for all that money.
This is a dealership in question that we're protecting. It's quite a big dealership.
I'm making contact with Romeo 1. In this particular instance, we're quite lucky that there's a high advantage point right at the entrance of the dealership. So effectively one of my response officers can stand there where he's at a height advantage, and any would-be hijacker would be at a total disadvantage from a firepower point of view.
Any suspicious behavior here? Did you see anybody?
Yeah, but they've left. It was just a car with 4 cars that drove off.
Okay. Which direction did they go?
They go that side of the shopping center.
I took the high advantage point at the top of the center where I could see what was happening from a bird's eye view, and Zane followed in from the rear entrance.
Mark, when they offload the cars, we must make sure that we watch. If there's no cars parked on top here, if there's no cars, we must be.
Cars are coming off the truck. That's the manager of the dealership. He's just making sure the cars come off the truck. We're just backing him up so no one gets gun pointed and the cars don't get hijacked. It's happening at a lot of the dealerships around South Africa. These guys are just hijacking the car straight off the truck. Thankfully it hasn't turned ugly at any of the scenes yet. They just get away with the vehicle. But we just don't want to lose any cars at this dealership. We haven't yet, but sooner or later the guys are going to start using more firepower to get these vehicles.
Yeah, I think we're good here. Well, let's just let them finish the offload, the stop section quickly, and we're going to hit a gym workout.
Okay. Is it? They don't have cars coming off the top, do they?
Are they not offloading the top rack? Oh no, that's.
It's the wrong brand, bro.
Should we go speak to our contact at the dealership? Just let them know they're offloaded. We're gonna roll.
Okay, let's go.
Hey,
Dave, what's happening, brother?
Yeah, thanks.
Lekker, man.
Yeah, thank you, mate. They sorted all the cars out. All of them are offloaded, all safe and inside. So thank you very much, mate.
All went down smoothly.
Yeah. Now see, Santa just signed them in. We're going to take them down to the basement now.
Sure.
Get them cleaned up and all of that. Then I've got I think there's another truck coming probably tomorrow.
Okay.
But I'll let you
just phone us close to the time. We'll be on standby.
We're going to come as well. It's really hot at the moment. They've taken a few cars. There's been a few hijackings.
I heard about that one up the road there in Santon, I think, the other day.
No, so I'm not just sending my response guys. The tactical team's going to come past as well. Okay. Just until they catch this gang.
Yeah, as long as we can just make sure our staff are safe, the guards are safe, and the cars get in here, that's all we really are concerned about. But thanks for doing a lekker job.
Sure. See you later, brother.
100%. I'll chat to you tomorrow about that.
All right, lekker. Shot. We got some gloves for the kids. Keep their hands warm.
It's a try for all the ladies.
We try to give to a number of townships. So now these we actually do a lot of charity work. So these townships know that we do a lot. So as soon as these guys nowadays they see these night guard trucks, they already know that they're gonna get something. So they start running, they start lining up, they start pushing each other.
So we're here at one of the informal townships. Just giving back to the community for Nelson Mandela's birthday. We're doing 60 minutes of just giving back and helping out the community.
What we do is we save up some cash. Once we've got enough, I go to my suppliers. I try and needle them for price. and often they donate stuff as well. So once I've got a big collection of stuff, we go out to the various communities and we hand out, like in winter we did a lot of drives where we handed out a lot of beanies, neck warmers, gloves for the kids, and that kind of stuff.
Guys, listen. If you don't have one line, you're going away. So let's get one line. Okay. Break line. Not like this. Straight line. Go that way.
Guys, please make a line. There's enough for everyone.
Yeah, so it gets pretty hectic at the back of the bucky where people are pushing and trying to get there first. And so our method of crowd control is kicking a soccer ball. Everyone, all the people love a soccer ball. So once we kick the soccer ball, everyone runs to go try and get that soccer ball. So it creates a bit of a calm situation for us, and then when everyone comes back, they get into line again. So it's a way of us controlling the situation.
There's nothing better than going out on a Saturday and seeing the smiles on kids' faces when you give them a little soccer ball or gloves or a beanie. Something so small can make such a big difference.
So what we're doing is we're just driving around doing some site inspections, just seeing our guards and making sure that everyone's doing their proper job. We do these inspections quite often. It's just to show the guards that we are in the area, and then that they must always keep alert and everything like that. There's always different crimes happening, so we always go through and tell our guards what's happening, the different crime methods and everything like that.
Yeah, you see people is taking it in the crate, is putting the gate inside. Yeah, so I'm taking it.
You take it back.
Leave there.
Okay, sharp.
So
that's how one of the guards that they were spread out. They were standing too close together, so we needed to cover a larger part of the complex. Went down to the bottom of the complex and a guard ran up to me.
Trevor?
Yeah.
There's a lady which is having a remote jam there, that side there, but at KFC.
Really?
Yes.
What did they take?
The handbag and some other stuff. I don't know what the stuff is.
Did you see anyone?
No, we can go there and check.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
In the shopping centres at the moment, there's a huge problem with guys using jamming devices. They use multiple ways of doing it. There's commercially available jamming devices that are illegally imported into the country, but you can buy them. Or they just use other remotes to block the remote signal from your key to lock your car. And basically what they do is they push the button, it jams your remote, and when you walk away from the car and you lock the car, it doesn't actually lock.
So the guard at the top informed me that a lady got broken into down here. So I asked the guard there and he pointed, he said the guy started running to Hijacking. So we're gonna need to make our way there and see if we can see the guy on foot, because he's obviously carrying a handbag. The traffic was pretty bad because it was about 5 o'clock. I told Klaus to phone Romeo 3 because he's normally in the area, so we could probably get him to get the suspect or narrow down where the suspect is.
I've just got a report of a remote jamming that happened at a shopping centre here. Please get a hold of the complexes down at Hijacking Park. We believe the suspect has ran down there. Please ask Romeo 3 to come through and come up Hijacking Park around the back.
Tell them to the guy carrying a handbag, because the guy told us that he stole a handbag. So the guy
we don't have a description of the guy, but he's apparently carrying a handbag. Thanks.
How's my buddy? You haven't seen anyone walking down here with a handbag?
I haven't.
Nothing?
Nah.
Sweet, thanks much. I don't know how far you could have gotten. Man. Someone must have picked him up. So we're looking around, it doesn't look good for us. I think the guy's already gone or jumped into a taxi or something like that.
Got the call that one of the Romeos had caught him. That was a real sense of relief. They managed to find the lady's purse and all her belongings on him. He'd obviously ditched the handbag, and we didn't manage to find that.
So we're gonna go see if the lady's still waiting here, or she's already got to the police station, but we're gonna tell the guard that we've caught him. So if the lady does come back to the center or comes to ask any questions to see if we follow up or whatever, he can tell her to go to the police station to collect her stuff from the police. They're on the way to the police station with the suspect, so job well done. Nice guys. So if the lady comes back here, just tell her she can go to the police station.
Okay, so it's got stuff, yeah. The handbag is gone, but they've got a purse and everything.
Okay, so they didn't take some money there?
No, they got the money and stuff, but we caught them with the stuff, so we've taken them to the police station.
Okay,
so
thank you.
If the lady comes, just tell her she can go to the police station to get her stuff.
No problem, we'll let you know.
Sharp. Nice job, my man. Nice job.
Yes, guys. See you guys.
Keep us posted, eh?
Away.
There's a spruit that runs through Bryanston. A spruit is a river or a tributary to a river. A lot of people use it for recreational activities such as bike riding along the paths. People walk their dogs, other people go for jogs. And then there's a few criminals on the spruit with ulterior motives. They are dealing drugs, mugging people, hijacking bicycles. So it's quite a dangerous mix. We had a novel idea of patrolling on bicycles through the river. We haven't seen it done before, and the amount of crime that happens on that river would justify a regular bicycle patrol. So we decided to put our gear on, strapped our guns on, and off we went on the bicycles.
We got information from on the Ballycare Bridge. That's where the guys have got the bikes. They're actually storing the bikes and offering to sell them to the guys walking around. I've also got information the guys armed. So what we're going to do is we're going to send the vehicle units around, and we're going to come through the river and see if the guy tries to attack us or approach us, or what the situation is. I hope we make an arrest today. It will be a great success for the residents of Bryanston.
Well, I couldn't cycle because I'd torn my hamstrings chasing that suspect, so I was the backup from the car. We were patrolling and meeting Zane and JP and Klaus at specific points. So they'd go through places that a car couldn't go through, and I'd give backup from a different angle.
We've had a few reports coming from this area where people are cycling down the spruits and they're getting hijacked, jacked for the guns. The guys are waiting, pointing guns at them. So we've got 4 guys just sitting on the bridge waiting. I don't know what they're waiting for. They're waiting to single out people. They see them coming from far.
We're stopping, we're chatting. We're not arresting the guys, we're just chatting to the guys. Chatting to them, we've got quite a bit of information from where the crime is coming from.
Those 4 guys that were on the bridge there was two guys came across and joined them.
When they saw us, yeah, they were talking there.
They were specifically looking at what kind of bikes we got.
Because my sergeant is there, yeah, I'm supposed to be starting there.
I think if we had to set them up, just one guy come alone, we'll get someone.
You can't just put a sergeant there.
Let's go check further down, there's more guys that are down there.
Okay, let's move.
I don't mind riding bikes and stuff like that, but I haven't ridden for a very, very long time. I think the last time I rode, I was probably in high school at some point. After we'd ridden a couple of Ks, I decided that this bike wasn't being my mate. The one back tire, just every time we inflated it, kept going flat again. So it's an extreme mission to pedal on the bike when your tire keeps going flat. No f***ing Zane's bike.
Yeah.
Your tire's always flat. It's like trying to ride through thick sand all the time. It's tiring, and I think I've realized that I can run further than I can cycle, which is quite sad.
We're patrolling down the river. We came across a number of guys standing around doing nothing, so we asked a lot of questions and searched a few guys.
But when are they here? But they don't stay here.
From Deepslut.
And they've got guns.
I really don't know, sir, because you see, I'm looking at the control there. When I come, sometime I find them with the vehicle.
So if I give you my phone number, you can phone me when they're here. And we catch him, we'll give you $500.
The homeless guys underneath the bridge, they said to us that the guys that are actually stealing the bikes, robbing the people, are also part of a drug trade. They're selling marijuana to the kids are coming into the sprays, stopping and buying marijuana from them.
We're just about to pack it up, and then Zane gets a beer under his bonnet and says, let's go have a look at those two guys down there. Suddenly Zane sees that one of the guys is trying to hide something. So he asks him, why are you grabbing that packet so tight? Zane grabs the guy and starts to search him, looks inside the packet, and Stu's nuts, it's a giant packet full of marijuana.
I just received a call from JP. Zane and him were along the river, along the Spruits, checking for suspects, and they caught a guy with a whole big bag of dacha, and he knows something about the robberies happening with the bicycles. So we just headed there now.
Enough dacha for you.
It's a lot, sir. What are you guys doing selling dacha here?
Well, it was basically a guy that had himself a big packet of weed, and he said he found it for the first time, which is probably the story that they all tell. And he was trying to sell it so he could make himself some extra cash.
I'm not a criminal, so I was sleeping there down the bridge before. So the people from this side, and then when we sleep there, later the criminal they come there. So when they want to pass this side, so that's why I moved this side, and now I'm sitting here.
We could have got an informant out of this guy. We could have let him feed us information, because he started to feed us information. But you never know if these guys, if they're talking nonsense just to try and get out of it. But I mean, the amount of marijuana that he had on him it showed us that he was a distributor of it. And I mean, we just wanted him off the street because we don't know what's going to happen with the next kid coming there to buy marijuana from him. Just another kid gets murdered for money, they take his car or something. So we just wanted to get this villain off the streets.
One more bus for the boys tonight. Black and red.
At the police station, obviously, they weighed it all, and we had about 360 grams of weed in the bag. And yeah, the guy's obviously now behind bars as well as his co-conspirator there.
We've got a hell of a great family. We've got a tight-knitted family. My dad brought us up all together. I mean, we were only allowed to move out home when we got married, so that we weren't allowed out on the street causing trouble. And my dad's kept us in a nice tight bond. I mean, we all work together. We live close and around each other. We're always having family dinners at least twice a week, lunches on the weekends. I mean, I see my family 24/7.
Guys, the steaks are ready. Come and choose your steak. We had a family braai, and we decided to invite the team as well, because they have become a part of the family. When the boys come over, they fit right in, they play with the kids, and it's just one big happy family.
I was walking out of the kitchen. I think I went to go pour myself something to drink. I don't know. As I was walking out, Sarah asked me what's wrong with my legs.
I just want to say something. I tore my calf in my... Anyway, check.
Welcome to Miami.
What's the other ambulance?
Nice. Good job. When you do something, you do it proper, bro.
At least I got the guy.
Is that the guy that outran Trev right there?
Yeah.
Basically what we're doing is we did a raid at grabbing all the illegal immigrants, the guys that are here that don't have work permits, that don't even have their passports or anything. So what was happening, some guy grabbed his bags and he hit the road. So Trevor gave chase and I was watching Trev and he couldn't catch the guy actually outran him. So I decided to jump in my bakkie. I jumped in my bakkie, I waited at the robots even, I drove casually down, then the guy saw me and he started running again. So I basically got in front of him, I blocked off all the traffic, I jumped out, he tried to sidestep me, he slipped, and I managed to tackle him and mount him into the ground.
While we've got the family underneath one roof and we're enjoying our lunch and having a few beers, I look over them and I say, thank you God for such a wonderful family and such a great team. To my wonderful family and my fantastic Night Guard team, I love you guys, you're the best. I'm glad we could be around this table today together, and well, I hope to do this during the week a lot more often.
We're like a band of brothers, and we work hard and we play hard, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
This river is a hazard. People are trying to do their recreational activities, ride bikes, and they're getting hijacked and their bikes are getting stolen. So we're always going back there to dig for more information and to try to see if we can find out anything or just try to make a difference there.
Hello. How are you? Are you guys living here? Living here? Yeah. Oh no, I only come here for church. Last time we came here, we spoke to the guys here about the guys that are hijacking these people for the bicycles. They
when I came here to church last, they said another guy was hijacking bicycles. One white man in the kitchen.
One white man, he caught them?
He caught him. So he caught him up somewhere there with the gun.
The guy had a gun?
No, the white man caught that guy.
So white man had a gun?
Yeah, so that guy is the photo that side. So that white man, he catch him, he was arrested because there's no photo now.
Okay.
The guys under the bridge are pretty much the locals that sleep under the bridge. Not so much hardened criminals, just guys without a place to stay. Pretty sure they are involved in some sort of crime, but they're the kind of guys we need to speak to if we're going to get any idea of who the culprits are.
That man had the photo that side. You see, if you come in this road, there was a photo between bicycle people.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, they catch him.
They caught him?
Yeah.
Good. So there was a white guy helping him?
No, that white guy was going with the bicycle.
Oh, the white guy was with the bicycle?
Yeah. So they already had the photo. Yeah. Only one had the photo. So he saw him.
When they said they didn't know anything, I knew they were bullshitting, because there's no way that you live under that bridge with a bird's eye view on either side and you don't know what kind of stuff's going down there. So these guys are definitely talking crap, so they were no good to us.
All right. Thanks, gents. All the criminals must know on this river that we are coming for them. You understand?
Yeah.
They must all know we're coming for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've got to just be careful. I don't think that maybe those guys are telling the whole truth. I think those guys are also involved in stuff, because that story doesn't add up. And the type of shoes he's wearing are the favorite kinds of shoes that the guys use for house break-ins, because they're quite silent and they're stealthy. So we just got to watch them, because there's possible involvement there as well. There's no reason for them to be under the bridge there. So we'll just keep tabs on those two guys as well.
Hey guys, how are you?
The guys that camp on the side of the river there, they're pretty harmless. They're actually just construction workers and workers from around the area, and they've got nowhere else to sleep. So they come after work, light a fire, cook some food, and just chill with their friends.
No, these are actually legit. Last time I was there, that's my fishing club, right? We were here on a Tuesday. No, on a Thursday like 12 o'clock. And we heard the noise down here, and we came running down there. There was a white guy, a gun pointed him, and then he started screaming for help. We ran down to help him, and these guys were in the river and they ran to help him. And they dropped the bicycle. He tried to ride the bicycle and fell in the river. And left the bicycle in the river.
So they helped the guy last time.
These specific guys that sit here.
There's been a lot of crime there, but tonight we didn't see anything. But we're definitely going to come back and do an operation.